Hey, Peelangers. How you doing? Sure do miss you guys. I'm sure you don't miss me as much as I miss you. I got my playoff scruff going here. To start, I think we should have a dad joke, just for tradition's sake. So, how does a mummy always start a letter? To whom it may concern. Oh man, that cracked me up. All right, so why a letter joke? Well, because today I'm going to teach you how to address an envelope. It seems like that isn't something I should have to teach you how to do, but if past experience tells me anything, it is something I have to teach you how to do. So I'm going to. Are you ready? Come on, let's go. Okay, so you've already written your letter, and what we're going to just do is address it. Now, this isn't going to be part of the assignment, it's just for fun, but we think that if you send your letter out, it might be neat to get a response back. So as long as you submit your final copy of your letter in Schoology into the assignment, then you'll be all set for a grade. But we think since you're not doing anything anyways, you might as well send the letter out, huh? All right, so here's what we do. The first thing we need to do is figure out who we're sending the letter to. Now, my letter is, I'm just going to address it to myself, Mr. Byrne, so let's start there. Right in the middle of the envelope, you're going to write the person's name. So I'm going to write Mr. Jonathan Byrne, Esquire. Just kidding. You would only put Esquire if the person was a lawyer. I just thought it made me sound more distinguished, which clearly I'm not. Now, if you think I'm giving out my home address, you're seriously crazy. But what I am going to do is just use the school's address. So the next thing you do is put the number in the street. So 707 Vernier. Vernier is a road. And that is, of course, in Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. And then you drop down and put the zip code. Okay, so city, comma, state abbreviation. If you don't know the two-letter abbreviation of the state you're sending it to, you can easily find that online. And then the zip code of where you're sending it to, okay? But we're not done yet. What we need to do is go up to the top left-hand corner of the envelope and put what's called the return address. So, since I'm sending it to myself, because that's the only person who would ever send me a letter, I'm going to put my own address in the upper left-hand corner. Now, the return address is only in case something happens when they're trying to deliver your mail and they can't deliver it. They'll send it back to the return address. So they will still try to send your letter if it's not there, but if something goes wrong, they won't know who to return it to. So that's why we put the return address. And then in the top right-hand corner, we put the stamp. I'm not going to waste a stamp on this example, but I'll draw a little picture of it, of where you would put it. Now, if you want to wait until we get back to school, I'll be happy to mail your letter out for you. You do not have to use a stamp, but if you have one, go ahead and use it. The other thing I wanted to say about the return address, if you don't want to use your own home address, that's fine. You could either put your name in the school's address, which is what I just wrote, or you could even put my name and the school address, so that if something happens, the letter will come back to me. Now, if you don't put your home address in the letter, they won't know who to send their answer to. So at some point, you should be putting an address somewhere, even if it is to the school. One thing that you could do is on the inside, when you sign your name, underneath your name, you could put send response to your name, CO, which means care of, Jonathan Byrne. And then the school's address. I'm not going to write the whole thing out again. Okay? That would be like underneath the sincerely on your actual letter. Okay, so now all that's left to do is fold up the letter and put it in the envelope. So, fold it into thirds, because hot dog way, I guess we call it, so that it fits nicely into the envelope. And now, to protect mail carriers and each other, we're going to be Corona safe. So if you take a damp sponge and wet the envelope, seal it up, it's ready to go. Pop it in the mailbox, put the little flag up on your mailbox, and your mail carrier will pick it up. Make sure to be polite if you run into them. They're having a hard go of it, just like everybody else who's on the front lines. If you have any questions, just email me or Mrs. Alice, and we'll be happy to help. That's how to address an envelope.